Hey guys, it's Ariana. Welcome to another day of vlogmas. So for today's video, I'm going to be sharing my top 5 favorite TV shows. Could you tell I ran out of ideas already? I don't know. Some of you guys asked me what my favorite TV shows are. I'm not the biggest TV watcher. Like, I'm not constantly watching TV. I'm usually just watch YouTube videos. But when I do watch TV, I rewatch the same shows over and over again, and I also just binge watch them and watch it in like a week, and then I'm back on watching YouTube videos. So for my list, I'm going to be going from my 5th favorite show to my top favorite show. I feel like anything in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place could be switched around, but my top 2 favorite shows will always be my top 2 favorite shows. Anyways, they've been my favorite for a very long time. I'm gonna start off with 5 and then go to 1 because that's how countdowns work. So starting at number 5, I chose Dexter. I watched Dexter a couple years ago, I think, and I still think about it a lot. It was such a good show. I don't know how many seasons there are, but basically if you don't know what Dexter is about, it's about this serial killer who kills serial killers, who's also on the police task force as a forensic scientist. So yeah, it's pretty interesting, and honestly, either though Dexter is a serial killer, like, you still love him as a character and care for him, and I mean, he is killing other serial killers, so is it really that bad? Yeah, so this is a show I've only watched once. I've only watched this through once. My more favorite TV shows, I've watched multiple times, so that's why this one's at number 5, because I loved it, but I've never like went back and rewatched it. But next at number 4 is Futurama, or Futurama, however you want to say it. This has been one of my favorite shows since I've been a kid, or since I was a kid. And you might be like, why are you watching Futurama as a kid? Good question, I don't know. But yeah, I've rewatched Futurama so many times. There's some episodes I've probably seen like 50 times. And honestly, I think I'm due for a rewatch. I started watching this when I was a show. My dad downloaded at the time all the seasons, and I would just rewatch them over and over again because I love it so much. My camera just cut me off, but as I was saying, so if you don't know what Futurama is, basically it's a cartoon show, but like an adult cartoon show. I mean, everyone's probably heard of this. There's so many memes with Fry in it. And it's about this guy who gets trapped in a freezer, and then he's in the future, basically. And it's really interesting. I love it so much. It's just such a fun show. I love it. I honestly, talking about this right now, I'm like, I need to rewatch it. It's so good. Yeah, so I started watching it when I was a kid, and I've rewatched it a billion times since then, and I love it so much. My favorite cartoon, or like adult cartoon show, hands down. Next at number 3 is a show, I mean, everyone's seen this, and that's Stranger Things. So I also have not rewatched Stranger Things, but when I'm watching it, I love it so much. Like, I watched season 1 whenever it came out, and like, it was so good. I'm not even gonna explain Stranger Things. Everyone knows what Stranger Things is. Yeah, but it's like set in like the 90s, 90s? I honestly, it's like set further back in time, and I love shows like that, and I love the way they film it and stuff. It just reminds me of like old TV shows and movies, which I love old movies so much. They're the best. I mean, if you've watched Stranger Things, you probably like it. I don't know anyone who's watched it and didn't like it. Also, okay, I forgot his name, so I just had to Google it. But Billy, that's what I thought his name was, but I wasn't sure. So Billy in Stranger Things season 2 is so fucking hot. And if you don't want to watch the show for just watching the show, just watch the show for him, because he's an asshole, but he's hot, okay? And I don't know why I'm telling you this. Next at number 2, so this is a show that I've rewatched. Well, not the whole. I've rewatched the first season a billion times, and it's only the first season that's in my top, in 2nd place, if that makes any sense. It'll make sense when I tell you the show, and that is American Horror Story. So Murder House, first season. I don't care. The rest, I've only watched season 2 and 1, 2, and 3. And 4. Yeah, I watched 1, 2, 3, and 4, but nothing compares to the first season. I love Murder House so much. I've rewatched it like 10 times. It's so good. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like season 2, I hated season 2 of American Horror Story. Season 3 was pretty good, but it was not season 1. And season 4 was like okay, it just like wasn't season 1. Once again, like I don't know what it is about Murder House, but it's so good and I've rewatched it, as I said, so many times. If you don't know what it's basically about this family who moves into this house. There's a bunch of ghosts and shit inside. It's pretty lit. I mean, you probably know what it's about because who hasn't watched American Horror Story? So next at number 1, if you've watched any of my videos, you probably know what this is because I've talked about it a couple of times, and that is Skins. And I know this is such like a basic thing to say. There's 3 generations. I think I loved all 3 generations, but the 3rd one was like, okay. Like, I hated it at first, but when I rewatched it like 3 times, after the 3rd time, I'm like, yeah, that's so good. I really like it, and then I just fell in love with the characters. I remember I watched the 1st generation, and then I'm like, because my sister watched Skins first, and then I was like, oh my god, I don't want to watch the 2nd generation, I don't want new characters, and then I ended up liking the 2nd generation more than the 1st generation. So, I mean, I know everyone's favorite is the 2nd generation because Effie's in it, but like, it's so good. I love all the characters, but I also love all the characters in Generation 1. This show was just about like a group of teenagers who are in college, and yeah, it's just like so, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but I every other month I rewatch the whole show. If you haven't watched Skins yet, I don't know what you're doing. It's on YouTube. That's how I watch it. I literally rewatch it every 2 seconds. But yeah, those are my top 5 favorite TV shows. I feel this was like the shittiest video I've ever made in my life, but I've never made a video about TV shows before. I have no idea what to talk about. So that's that. Tell me or comment down below what your favorite TV show is. I'd love to know. And yes. Also, honorable mention, Doctor Who. I love that show. Just haven't watched the like last 2 seasons. So yeah. Anyways, love you guys a lot. I think I already said this. Hope you have a wonderful day. Remember to smile, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another day of Vlogmas. Bye guys.